Hello, girls. I am so excited. I can't tell you, I'm like jumping out of my seat here, to come to you with this divinely inspired coaching program that I have never done before. I didn't have any plans on doing, but you came, you showed up, and you have made this happen. It hasn't happened yet, but you're making this happen. I put a funny little light post earlier this week about, hands up, how many other people feel this way about being an empath, which I never knew was a thing. I didn't really understand, and I didn't know that that's where I fell into, that there was a reason I felt so different from so many people growing up in school as a young girl, babysitting, as a young woman now, as a mother, Christmas shopping. Let me tell you, that's something that just overwhelms me. Amazon is my best friend, and I didn't know why. And now I do. And I also know how to manage it, which I never knew before and did not come on my own. It came from outside coaching, outside courses, outside healers, people who, once I realized that there was a way to tap into this and it's a superpower, it's not my, Jen, you're just too sensitive. Jen, you're just overly sensitive. You've got to grow thicker skin. I can't tell you how much I heard that growing up, which is part of the reason probably why I stopped wanting to cry in front of other people, because I felt that that was one more weakness. I felt that was something I needed to change about myself, how sensitive I was. And I did not realize it was secretly my superpower. And once I realized what it was, that there was an actual name for it, not that I wanted to label it, but a name for it, and that there were others out there who felt the same and got it and understood. Oh my gosh, it was like the angel, I'm not saying for you, but that, that there's other people. I have a tribe. And there is something so important about feeling connected and that collective feeling of coming together and not excluding others, but feeling accepted in where you are. And sometimes it's being alone, but not really being alone. And so I come to you, it's not completely made yet, but I'm offering it, I'm going to start it, and I need to start it soon. I'm going to give about a 2-week grace period to sign up, because sometimes people need that, to just put it together and say, is this for me? And feel it out, especially if you're very intuitive. Some of you might right away go, no, that's it, I need a spot in there. And others of you, I'm not sure, because you're working it and you're trying to figure out how to learn what's good for you. And that's okay. For me, I'm a girl who's a slow and steady wins the race. And so I'm planning on starting this 2 weeks from now. I'm going to continue to not flood like, oh my God, I can't stand seeing one more, but reminding you and letting you know, and put that little pebble in your shoe that, oh, there it is again. Is that for me? I don't know. Let me check in. That's what I call it, the check-in. And if you're questioning it, is it for me? I can tell you already, yes, it is. Are you a person who's been told your whole life that you are overly sensitive and you thought that was a negative, or why you felt overwhelmed, or why you couldn't stand watching one of those movies like I can't handle horror movies, or any of those movies are not necessarily horror, but psychological thrillers. I don't do well. It feels too real. I feel like I'm there. And my husband always will say to me, it's just a movie, Jen. And if you're an empath, it's not just a movie. You're living it. And it's something, though, that I've learned to not just manage, but hone and tune in, and how to protect, but then also stay entirely open, and how it became my superpower, how it led me to the mother that I am, the teacher that I am, the coach that I am. And I want that for you. If I can help any of you, let's rephrase that. If I can download and allow that to come to you, because it's not my doing to help you, you're helping yourself. So by you signing up, by you empowering yourself and showing up, you are doing for you. It's not me. So I wanted to rephrase that. But if I can be the vessel, let's put it that way, then I am in the right place. And so are you. And this couldn't be a more important time. This is a time where we tend to lose ourselves and miss being present in all these holidays, especially a mix of emotions in Thanksgiving and Christmas and families. And it's not always the Hallmark channel, right? And so this is the time, if there were none other, to do this, and not saying that, oh, I don't have the time for this, it's busy. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. But if I can show up, so can you. And so I'm going to offer the 4 and the 2. I saw so many of you say 4 would be good, and just as many of you saying 2 would be good. So I'm going to set it up with 2 different plans for 2-session people and 4-session people. And I can do that because I can email you per week the link for our live meeting, and it'll be an hour. So each week it'll be 1 hour. And if you'd like it, but you cannot attend, this one will be taped. So it's still for you. The training, if you want to say, my training, I should call myself a storyteller. My training comes from stories and how that works. So it's for anyone who feels like, oh my goodness, there's a reason for this. There's a reason why I feel overwhelmed and I can't handle certain things or certain movies or certain events. And there's a way to manage it. There's a way to not just manage it, but make it work for you. And that's why I want you to show up. It's going to be for you to learn how to not just acknowledge and know that it's you, but how can this make me the best me there is, so I can be there for my children, I can be there for my spouse, for my mother and father who I'm now caring for my students, for my patients, for my clients coaching. It's who we are, and it does not surprise me that so many of you put your hand up and said, that's me. But then how do I make this work for me and those around me and not lose my energy and not give it away? That was me. Not be depleted by the end of the day. Not meet with, I meet with my clients now and I leave with just as much energy as I entered. It's a fantastic feeling to not take theirs with me and not send mine off with them, but to share. It's like anyone who teaches or has gone through school, we call them the Venn diagrams. They were those 2 circles that met, and you would compare things, what comes in the middle. And when we're doing it right, and when we're managing our energy right, we leave with what we came with. We're able to match it and then move on and not feel like it's been sucked out of us. And that's how I lived a lot of my life, being drained. And that's what I'm going to teach you not to do. So if this is for you, I'm so excited. Even if you're like, is it? Maybe? I'm answering for you. Yes. This is your time to take care of you all the way through these holiday seasons where we really can be drained. And I know that feeling. So I'm actually helping my kids through it. My son is finally open to realizing how much of an empath he is. And that's not a surprise. Him more than my daughter. But I'm also teaching my daughter how to take care of her energy too. So show up, pay attention. It's coming your way, and I want you there. Mwah.